the first story of tonight is Apple. A couple of things happened with Apple actually. So this is a two-part story. So number one, Apple released their new iPads. So I'm not sure if you guys all saw the new iPads. It's apparently the thinnest Apple product ever created by Apple. So this is, of course, not counting the Apple credit card. Obviously, that doesn't count, right? I meant like handheld electronics people on Twitter, they're being very like pedantic because like Tim Cook was like, hey, we've just released our thinnest product ever, and people are like, well technically like the credit card is thinner. It's like, okay, yeah, whatever, but it's the thinnest handheld electronic, the thinnest actual product, right? And I believe it's only what, like 4.1 millimeters thick, or 5.1. I don't remember exactly what the dimensions are, but it's crazy thin. I haven't, like, I actually ordered one, by the way. So it's on its way, but I don't have it in hand yet, but I've seen reviews of it, and it's pretty insane. So that's number one. We can talk about the new iPad and whether or not we think it will be successful. But the second part of that story is an ad that Apple pushed out to kind of welcome in this new iPad. So I'm not going to play the actual ad just for copyright reasons, because I don't want this video to get copyright struck. However, if you, I'll leave a link down below in the description so that you guys can go watch the ad. Is only a minute, so it's not that long. But I'll just kind of maybe put some stills up in post of what the ad looks like, and then I'll describe what's going on. So basically, there's like a piano, and then there's like other artistic or music equipment arranged in this like group. And then you see like a hydraulic press slowly come down and just start crushing everything. And then eventually, like, the hydraulic press comes back up, and then it's revealed that it all got condensed into an iPad. So I think the message of the ad was pretty clear, right? It's like all these like music equipment, all this like artistic stuff is being condensed into an iPad that's like super thin, that can avoid being crushed by the hydraulic press, because it's so thin that like the hydraulic press can't flatten it anymore. Or at least that's what I think the idea was, right? But the controversy is that a lot of people had issues with this ad. And they had issues with this ad because it appears that Apple is destroying like artistic equipment, right? So Apple's like been a big proponent of sustainability, right? They talk about sustainability in one form or another every single event that they do. But it looks like in this case, they were super happy to just destroy a bunch of equipment and destroy like things that people create art with, which a lot of people found maybe slightly offensive, especially those who are, practicing art. What's more interesting as well is that a lot of the backlash have, or at least I've seen online, have come from Japanese people or Japanese Apple customers in general, because I guess in Japan it's like a different culture where they really value things, and they value like equipment and taking care of your equipment. And if you're an artist, like, you take care of your, if you're a musician, you take care of your piano. If you're an artist, you take care of your, like, paint brushes and stuff like that, right? So it's very, like, I guess, jarring to see it being crushed under a hydraulic press. I just want to maybe toss that question to you, Tristan. So what did you? I told you to watch the ad before you come on the show. So, like, I believe you watched the ad, right? So what did you think of the ad? Do you think that this ad it went too far? It's offensive, or do you think that it's creative, or do you think that it's actually a good ad? I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I don't think it's a particularly offensive ad, at least for me. And I think that something to caveat that with is, obviously there are ads that work better for different cultures, different people, different whatever. No ad is really one size fits all, and showing this ad as if it is a one size fits all ad is probably not the best strat. Um, so in general, like I don't think it was particularly offensive to me or anything. I'm not like, people break guitars um on like stage and stuff all the time, like at concerts and stuff, right? It's not that uncommon. I don't see people like getting angry at people for like smashing a guitar, particularly like not at least not that angry.
I
So
mean, if you did that in Japan, though, I feel like maybe people would be more angry,
probably
right? Yeah.
probably that's what I'm saying. You kind of got to know your audience and adjust your ads based on the audience. And clearly, this ad was not for the Japanese audience, right? And let's be real, it's probably like not that much equipment that they were actually smushing. And honestly, who knows? Maybe it was AI generated too. Just get the AI to generate some instruments or whatever. Like AI stuff's getting so convincing these days that it wouldn't actually surprise me if they did that rather than build a giant hydraulic to smush some musical instruments. So I,
Right.
I didn't think it was particularly offensive.
Yeah, and I think I would agree with that, and I do think that maybe some people took it too far. I understand that as you said, there is like a cultural difference, maybe, right? Like people in different cultures might have perceived the message differently, but just judging from a Western perspective, again, I'm not Japanese. I do not have Japanese heritage, so I can't speak for Japanese culture, but just I can speak from like Western Canadian slash like North American culture, where yeah, like as you said, people destroy guitars on stage sometimes just for artistic expression. And I think that in this case, Apple just did their version of artistic expression, right? And I think that it was actually a very clever ad. And I don't understand why people are so angry, especially like you said, the equipment was probably like they're either props or they're just old slash fake equipment, or maybe it's like there's CGI involved too. We don't know, right? But just an update to this story, though, Apple has, for their part, apologized for making this ad, saying that they missed the mark. Which, in my opinion, they didn't really need to, but I guess they need to kind of appeal to the widest crowd possible, right? So yeah, I just think that this is a little bit unfortunate that Apple like really kind of did a great ad, in my opinion, again. And it's just kind of sad the way that it's been perceived. But I have no problems with it. It's just what I wanted to say.